Hi all, I'm Core, your friendly neighborhood fiend, and this video was actually supposed to come out last week, but then life decided it had other plans, so a lot of this video is just going to be me drawing with music, while at times I interject to talk about what I'm drawing, give a rather depressing life update, and to talk about my love of the anime Delicious in Dungeon. So in this draw with me, I'll be making fan art of Falin and Marcille for Pride Month because I adore this anime so much. It is one of my favorite animes, and I heavily ship these two characters. Falin especially is one of my favorite characters, and I love her design so much. It's just so neat. I love the way they combine bird and dragon aspects, and how right off the bat when you see her design, you can tell just how large she is. Like, she is massive. And this shows really well through her design because her human torso stays human-sized, and in comparison to the rest of her new body, it's just so tiny. I started out by laying out some basic shapes over the reference that I created, and then throughout the stage you will see me play around and struggle with 3D models that I'm using to make my references. Like, for example, I struggled with the wings positioned how I want them before inevitably giving up and just focusing on the body instead. While I work on the basic shape language and making sure everything feels right, I'm going to give you my life update. As I mentioned in the intro, this video was actually meant to come out last Friday. However, a few days beforehand, I got the news that my partner had passed away. Suddenly, I felt like I had lost all motivation to do anything, even exist, and I had to step back and just focus on not drowning. I felt like I just couldn't do anything, and because of that, I had to pause quite a few projects that I'm really passionate about, because while I could handle them before, now they just felt incredibly overwhelming. Everything felt like too much. I won't go into the details of their passing, and I would rather people respect my privacy on the matter, but to say it was a gut-wrenching experience would be an understatement. I'm still struggling a lot, but art is one of the ways that I cope. So while I lost the motivation to finish this piece, having stopped at the rendering phase, I still wanted to get this video out because I worked really hard on it. With time, if people like the way this piece looks, and they want to see it actually finished, I will most likely pick it back up again. So please let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, and I will make a part 2. Since art is how I cope, this channel is most likely going to become a tool for me on that healing journey. Even if I don't talk about the behind the scenes too much, it'll probably show through the art that I do, and the design choices I make, the storytelling details I put into it, and so on. With that said, however, let's get back to talking about the actual art at hand. After I got the shape language done, the next step was sketching. I did lose some of this footage, unfortunately, because I would turn my laptop off without pausing the recording, and so it would just be recording for like 9 hours and then wouldn't save properly. Regardless, though, I'm really happy with how the faces came out, especially. Sometimes it looks like nothing is happening, and that is because in real time, I am just so intensely staring at a reference, trying to make sure it looks correct. Initially, I was focusing on sketching the human parts of the piece, but when you zoom out, they just feel like a small, insignificant part of the piece, and to continue working on this at all, I needed to see seemingly big progress being made, because this piece overall, even before the loss, felt really overwhelming, and I was just struggling with it a lot more than I thought I would. So I switched gears a bit and started working on the dragon birdie bits of Falin instead. What I didn't anticipate, however, was to struggle with drawing her feet so much. Like, I struggled an unnecessary amount. I'm really happy with how they turned out, but I had to step away several times while I was drawing to get to that point. I did, however, enjoy drawing the feathery bits quite a bit though, and while the wings gave me a little bit of trouble, I'm really pleased with how they turned out overall. Looking back on it now, some critiques I have on this piece that I really should have fixed in this stage, but I was just so over at this point, was that the dragon body, something about it feels off. I think the legs might be a little too long, or the one leg definitely looks like it's too forward. I think it should be moved back a bit, and then the front legs just look really stiff. And I'm not entirely sure how to fix that yet. I'll probably go in and do some different sketches or something like that to try to figure out the pose, to tweak it a little bit. That way I don't have to do too much editing, but so that I'm happier with the piece as a whole. Moving on, talking about the anime though, do you like the anime? And if so, what's your favorite moment from it so far? I'm not able to read the manga, unfortunately, so I've only seen the anime anime and what it's covered so far, I think my favorite scene might be when they revive Falin. I think the raw emotion that's displayed and how cool the magic looks is just so neat. Though I think my favorite episode as a whole would have to be episode 5, when they encounter the other adventuring party for the first time after they've been attacked by treasure bugs. The sorbet they make is just really pretty, and I like to see how they expand into the universe at first and how the characters interact with others. Or episode 20, when we first learn about Itsumi and her past. I'm not pronouncing her name right. I struggle with it a lot and I don't know why. I think the way they showed how stubborn and stuck in her way she can be was done really well. She had to learn firsthand that she isn't always right and that it's okay to rely on others at times, and I think the way they went about that was really beautiful. Overall, I just really love the character designs as a whole. Like, for example, Senshi's design is really expressive and conveys emotion really well, even though we can't see the majority of his face most of the time, and a lot of emotion is conveyed through facial expressions. I also really love how they draw and show all the different dishes. They all just look so tasty. Watching the anime actually really helped me to expand my palate and try new foods, which I struggle with a lot at times, so I'm really grateful for that. Unfortunately, I can't get my hands on a lot of Asian ingredients because I live in the middle of nowhere, but I'll be moving into the city soon and am really excited to be able to go to Asian grocery markets and bakeries to try out some foods that I've seen in my favorite animes. What's your favorite dish from the show? I'm thinking about making a video where I just draw some foods because I've been enjoying drawing scenery a lot lately. It feels really calming. It's like my favorite aspects of the rendering phase, but it's just that. I don't gotta worry about anything else, and it's really nice. Well, that is all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in and for getting me to almost 100 subscribers. It means the world to me. Being a YouTuber and making a living from my art has been a dream of mine for a really long time. Like, I used to stand in front of the bathroom mirror as a kid and pretend that I was making videos. It's been a long time coming dream. I know that this isn't going to happen overnight and that it's going to take a lot of work to actually accomplish this, but I'm really looking forward to it all, and I'm looking forward to sharing that journey with all of you, because you make this possible. Thank you. And until next time, stay mischievous.